What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Between the Number Sports Podcast and Show. I'm your host, Daryl, and tonight we're going to be talking about the clown show that is the Broncos, the Denver Broncos, mainly Sean Payton. But before we hop into the episode, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you are up to date on all new uploads to the channel. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported the channel so far. We're on the way to 300 subscribers, and hey, wouldn't be able to do it without y'all. So, um, a few days ago, I'm not quite sure. I can't remember if it was on Christmas or on Christmas Eve. The Denver Broncos lost to the New England Patriots, right? I think the New England Patriots, that was their fourth win all season. Um, so um, before the Denver Broncos started losing again, they had won 5 out of 6 games. And the way how the sports media work is, right? They like to pile it on, right? No one in the sports media has, uh, you know, the nuts to, to, you know, go against the grain, right? So when the Denver Broncos was losing, everyone was blaming, Russell Wilson, right? Like Russell Wilson plays on both sides of the ball. When they started winning, it was Sean Payton, Sean Payton, Sean Payton. Then it was Russell Wilson, right? So Sean Payton was getting all of the credit, and then it was Russell Wilson and all of the other guys, right? Well, they started losing again, and now it's back on Russell Wilson, right? So it started in the game. I don't remember the name. I mean, I don't remember the game, but it was recently where Sean Payton was just tearing into Russell Wilson on the sideline. Now, mind you, Russell Wilson has a family, right? He has a wife, he has a couple kids. If I'm not mistaken, he has a kid on the way. And you decide to tear into this man on the sideline, who is arguably more accomplished than you are as a head coach. Russell Wilson has been to two Super Bowls and he's won one, right? Sean Payton's only been to one Super Bowl and he won that Super Bowl, but he's never even sniffed another Super Bowl since then. Now, Sean Payton tears into this man right on national TV. He blames everything on Russell Wilson. He throws Russell Wilson under the bus for everything. And it just seems like no matter what Russell Wilson does, he can't win. If he's playing good, the sports media, it's all Sean Payton. It's all Sean Payton. If he's playing bad, it's all Russell Wilson. You got people like Shannon Sharp, a former Broncos all great tight end and Hall of Famer, right? He comes for Russell Wilson. He never has anything bad to say about Sean Payton. Um, I forgot the other guy, right? He goes on Fox News, right? He's a sports analyst. He was a center for the Buffalo, not sorry, the Denver Broncos, and he always has something negative to say about Russell Wilson. Never anything positive. But you can't get him to say anything, uh, you know, adverse or negative about Sean Payton. It just seems like nobody in the sports media has the nuts to come out and call a spade that is not all on Russell Wilson. That some of this has to go on Sean Payton and some of this has to go on other people. Not all of it has to be on Russell Wilson. Now, I get it. The quarterback is the face of this, of the franchise, but I don't really get that with the Denver Broncos. I think that Sean Payton wants to be the face of the franchise, right? He wanted to be the Sean Payton show. Now, Russell Wilson is not remiss from all of the issues that the Broncos are having, but he doesn't play on defense. He doesn't play on both sides of the ball. Um, I don't think he gets the ball every play, but he can't catch the ball. He can't run the ball like a running back. He can't block. It's all it's a team effort. But yet he gets benched. And if you read up on why they benched him, it wasn't because of they didn't say it was his play. They said because they want to cut him next season. They don't want to pay him the $37 million that he would be guaranteed if he got hurt and was unable to pass a physical by March of next season. That's the main reason why they benched him. The NFL Players Association is going to get involved And this thing's gonna get nasty because you know he was good enough to get you halfway through the season. Um, and all of a sudden now, because it's the last couple of games of the season, you guys are pretty much out of the playoffs. You're gonna bench him for what? If you look at Russell Wilson numbers, right? And I'm gonna put the graph up on the screen, but compare him to Patrick Mahomes, right? I don't give a hell what no one says. There's tiers, right? Tier one is Patrick Mahomes. There's no other person on tier one. Tier two, tier three, tier four, right? That's that's the tiers. There's no one else on tier one with Patrick Mahomes. Not Joe Burrow, not Josh Allen, not Lamar, no one else. It's just Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a good supporting cast in terms of wide receivers this year. So the team players down, his players down, but that's it. That's tier one. It's Patrick Mahomes. Well, go ahead and look for yourself. But I was shocked myself if you compare Russell Wilson stats to Patrick Mahomes. Here we go. So we're gonna go first with Patrick Mahomes. Completions 380 to Russell Wilson's 297 completions. Attempts. Patrick Mahomes 568 attempts. Russell Wilson 447 attempts. So completion percentage, right? Patrick Mahomes completes 66.9% of his passes this season. Russell Wilson is at 66.4. Passing yards. Patrick Mahomes 3,938. Russell Wilson 3,070. Yards per attempt 6.9. Russell Wilson 6.9. Patrick Mahomes has 26 TDs to 14 interceptions. Russell Wilson has 26 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes has been sacked 25 times. Russell Wilson has almost been sacked double, 45. So you're trying to tell me Russell Wilson has to block and catch the ball and run the ball and do everything? It's not all on Russell Wilson. Again, he's not without some blame, but it's not all on Russell Wilson. It's a team effort. I just think that, Sean Payton came in out with a vendetta based off all of the shit that he heard last season going on with the Denver Broncos, and he wants it to be his way. It's either the Sean Payton way or the highway, and he's going to have a fall guy. He's not gonna sit up there and take the blame for how bad the season's gone, because he came out at the beginning of the season talking shit about how Russell Wilson shouldn't care if people like him, and talking shit about Nathaniel Hackett and um, you know, all of these people, the head coach before him, right? Saying that it was the worst coaching job ever, right? Talking shit about another head coach. He came out and said all those things. And they came out and got their ass wallywhopped, right? They got beat, and then they got 70 put on them by the Miami Dolphins, right? And there was not very much blowback. It wasn't You didn't see a lot of the sports media talking shit about him saying that. It wasn't nothing. It was Some people were saying, "Damn," but you know, they still was trying to blame Russell Wilson for the fact that they got beat, that they got slaughtered. When Russell Wilson wasn't a person, wasn't um the person in that organization giving other teams bulletin like billboard material, right? Giving teams more ammo to want to go in there and beat their ass. Also, think about it again, right? Sean Payton was in New Orleans. Sean Payton they won a Super Bowl, right? They won one Super Bowl. And then they never got to another Super Bowl after that with the talent that they had. They had Marcus Colston, Derrick Henderson, Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham, Alvin Kamara. Who else am I missing? Michael Thomas, um, Mark Ingram, right? I'm forgetting some people, right? But they had a lot of good talent. We can argue that the Saints teams got better each year after those Super Bowls, and they never even sniffed another Super Bowl. He got one Super Bowl out of uh out of Drew Brees, right? One Super Bowl, and that's it. And he's supposed to be this god of a head coach, right? He quit on the Saints, right? He quit. He quit on the Saints, but he quit on the Saints saying he wanted to retire, all of that stuff, right? He went to go do the little NFL analyst thing, and a year later, Buddy was throwing his name back in the hat to be a head coach. he was too much of a coward to um, tell the Saints that, hey man, I want to walk away from this because I just don't feel like we're good enough. He quit on the Saints, right? So we already know what type of person Sean Payton is. He was already fucking involved in the Bounty Gate, right? He got suspended for that. He quit on the Saints. We already know what type of shrewd operator Sean Payton is, right? Um, Maybe Sean Payton just needs to accept that, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. He's one of the at one time he was one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL. But maybe he needs to acknowledge that he's a once was. He's a has been. He is not as good as he once was, right? And maybe he should have stayed being a analyst, right, on Fox News. Maybe that's what he should have done. Maybe he thought he still had something to offer the NFL, and maybe he doesn't, right? Maybe the game has passed him by. But Russell Wilson is benched, and I'm just curious. I'm really rooting against the Broncos, right? Mostly Sean Payton, right? I'm an Eagles fan, but I've just never liked Sean Payton. I just think he's an arrogant prick. And that's the one good thing about having a platform like this, right? A small platform, but you can get on, you can speak your mind. None of these sports commentators and these analysts and these choir players, they don't want to say it. And I get it, they might lose their job, but they don't want to say it. Sean Payton's a prick. He's an arrogant prick. And you know, I'm rooting for them to have a trash season next year, right? Cut Russell Wilson, bring in whoever, and I want them to struggle. I want them to have a trash season, and I want Sean Payton to get fired. And when he get fired, I want him to get picked up by another team because he will, and I want him to get fired again because maybe, just maybe he's a dinosaur like Mike Tomlin and Bill Belichick, right? Maybe the game has just passed him by. Who knows? But he needs to take some of the blame for the Broncos' struggles also. You can't put it all on Russell Wilson. He just wants Russell Wilson to be. Russell Wilson is just a scapegoat because Russell Wilson is a genuinely a nice guy, right? He's a married man. He's a father. He's very devout with his religion, right? But yet he's always the fall guy. Tim Tebow was all about his religion, never was the fall guy, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, he's a winner, he's a winner, he's a winner." Well, fucking Russell Wilson's a winner too. He's a Super Bowl, he's a Super Bowl winner, right? Took the team to another Super Bowl. Was, you know, he's gonna go down as arguably one of the best quarterbacks in Seattle Seahawks history, right? Um, and he gets no respect. He gets no respect by sports analysts. He gets no respect by his head coach or none of that stuff. But we respect Sean Payton because Sean Payton won one Super Bowl with the Saints a long time ago. What that was like 2005, 2006, a long time ago, right? And uh, he, you know, we gotta praise Sean Payton and we gotta tear down Russell Wilson when arguably they both have Super Bowls. They both are going to be in the Hall of Fame, I believe, right? But yet, uh, when someone mentions Russell Wilson's name, people turn up their nose, and when someone mentions Sean Payton's name, we expected to get on our hands and knees and praise him. So I just think it's bullshit. I just think Sean Payton's a clown. The Denver Broncos, is a clown show, right? Russell Wilson is having a pretty good damn season, right? He has, comparable numbers to Patrick Mahomes. He has better numbers than a lot of other quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Um, and starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and you know, he's getting slandered. He's getting benched. So, all right. So I'm just gonna wrap it up, man. I just want to get on here and rant. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know if y'all think Russell Wilson is being treated fairly. Let me know if you think it's all Russell Wilson's fault, the reason why the Denver Broncos are struggling. Or let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know in the comment section below. If you don't want to talk about the Denver Broncos, let me know in the comment section what you want to talk about. Like I said, I either make a video about it or I will have a conversation with you in the comment section about your team, whether it's college or the NFL.